will be some questions. So the hearing. I'm not a ophthalmologist. That's an eye doctor. Um, you have to be able to see flashing lights, and you have to be able to see the flashing light is on the left, the flashing light on the right. When you are parked on the street, well, they measure the distance. If you go to a downtown area, very popular, a lot of metered parking spots, during the day, the Traffic Enforcement Bureau will come out and mark a piece of chalk on your tire. If your meter expires, you get a ticket. If you're parked too far away from the curb, you could get a ticket. You've been in the Secretary of State before with your mom or dad, or some of you have not. It's a very interesting place to go. What are the parts we will read in the book? You want to read thoroughly. We got 18 minutes. We're going to go over section 3 in a minute. I want to go to chapter 2 because you need to know about the point system. Every state is different. Will our road test be the same driving with you? No. I am not a third-party road tester. In our state, I would have to give up my Segment 1, Segment 2 certificate. I think there's a better financial opportunity to teach teens and adults at level 1. Road tests, yes, you can make a lot more money, but there are more people who want to drive. There are less people who are ready to take the test and drive. So I'm looking at opportunities. So no, it won't be with me. It will be with someone else. A third-party road tester, you can look it up in your state or your region. Segment 1 driver's education, 14.8. You have a parent or guardian. You got to drive for 24. You have class for 24 hours. You have an instructor with a minimum of 6 hours behind the wheel, 4 hours of observation. You got to get a 70% on your test. We have something called a GDL, a graduated driving license. All of you will be in level 1. And then level 2, you will come back and see me in 3 months. To apply for level 2, you must have at least 30 hours of supervised driving, 2 hours at night. You must have your level 1 for 3 consecutive months. Level 2 consists of 6 hours of class. You must have, I'm reading a question, how long do we have until the physical standard test and road test? It depends on how old you are. Put in how old you are. Typically 16 months. It says how long until the physical standards test and the road test. Let's look at the information. I'm reading it now. Okay. So for the segment 2, it goes in the step. It's right here, right in front of us. So, like until the end, hold on. Segment 2. So first you're in segment 1 right now. All of you are in segment 1. You're going to pass the test. You got to drive 30 hours in 3 months with your parent. You're going to come back. You got to have 30 hours in 3 months. The soonest you can come back is August, September, October. It's got to be 3 months. As soon as I can see you guys is 3 months. Unless your mom or dad goes on time Secretary of State. But they might say, let's wait a couple of weeks, or we're tired, or, you know, you didn't do your homework, or you're rude, or whatever the case may be. So let's look at this. A lot of you are asking questions. It depends on when you finish segment 2. Some of you have missed days. You got to come back. Look at the kids now and here. They have to make up a class. So there are a lot of variables. I try to get you done and on time. I try to get you done and on time. And that's really important that I do that because I care. To apply, you must have your driving log, a minimum of 2 hours at night. I'm looking for segment 2. Let's look at this. It's right here. So you have to have your segment 1 license for 3 consecutive months. So if you've only had it 2 months, you can't enroll in segment 2. If you've only had it for 2.5 months, it's got to be 3 consecutive months. Segment 2 consists of 6 hours of driving. You must pass segment 2. 6 hours of classroom instruction. I apologize. You must pass segment 2 with a minimum of 70%. So it's 6 hours of class. It's no driving, and you have to take your test and pass this 70%. Now, driving skills test. This is where some of you are a little bit confused. If you want to take your test, you must be at least 15. Some of your birthdays are different. You must have completed segment 2. So some of you could take segment 2 before you're 16, but it depends on your birthday. Some of you have an early birthday. Some of you have a birthday in maybe, let's say, January of 2025. Some of you have birthdays in December. Okay? What is the big? I just talked about it. You're in segment 1. Let's look at it. Segment 1 is segment 1. We're in segment 1. You have to have 24 hours of class, 6 hours of driving. You have to pass your test with a passing percentage. Segment 2, 3 days of class, no driving. So that's the difference. Segment 2 consists of 6 hours of classroom instruction. And segment 2, you must pass a minimum of 70%. Now, let's talk about taking your road test. So the difference between segment 1 and segment 2, less questions in segment 2, no driving in segment 2. In segment 1, you have to drive 6 hours. You have to have observation. You have to have your parent document your 30 hours of driving. Okay, let's talk about your road test. To apply for your driving skills test, it's right here. To apply for your driving skills test, so right here, it says it. Let's look at it. To apply for, you must at least be 15. You can't be 14 because you can take driver's ed at 14A to 14.9. You must have completed your segment 2 with a minimum of 50 hours of drive time and 10 hours at night. You must have held your graduated license for 6 months. It's got to be 6 months.